morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning to you. My mom used to sing that to me. I just remember that. She'd come in the bedroom, and of course, nobody wanted to get up, right? Good morning to you. Probably ended with something like, you look like a monkey and you smell like one too. But, you know, childhood memories, huh? Absolutely. I remember Thanksgivings were always a lot of fun in our house. We had a lot of fun at Thanksgiving. And what is it about when you are, and a lot of us have these younger memories. Good morning, Jazz. A lot of us have these younger memories, right? And I definitely do, where I can look back and go, Jennifer Bailey, good morning. Good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon in some places. It's 10:30 here. And I know Sam can actually chime in on this a lot because they had huge family Christmases and holidays with his Fry family, with his grandparents. And they always had, reheating yesterday's coffee this morning. Pam Gary, good morning. Brenda Springer, good morning. So, you know,
hey, Tammy.
And I know Tammy probably has great memories like this as well. Tammy Nelson. When I was growing up, we had the family gathered. There wasn't any drama. Grandma did not put up with shit. Okay, Grandma did not. No, you did not. There was no shit in holidays. But hi, Manuel from Turkey. Welcome from Turkey. How cool. But it used to be, there was huge gatherings on the holidays. And I don't know what it is about that generation of people, that it was the people that really understood the struggle of probably the Great Depression and it's the disconnect of the electronics is what you're saying. Absolutely. Yeah. But when I was growing up,
why go see somebody when I can see them right here?
Absolutely. Hi, Kelly Hansen. We sat around the table. We all brought a dish. We all helped Grandma cook in the kitchen, whether it was Christmas or Thanksgiving. And if it was,
and then everybody helped clean up.
And everybody helped clean up as well. But nowadays.
And then
there's
all the men went and watched football.
Yes, they did.
And bullshitted, drank beer.
And the women went in the kitchen and talked shit about the men.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, but it was a tradition, right? Good morning, Marie, Valiva. It was a tradition. And we are in the United States stepping away from so many traditions because we find other things to do. Our family mattered, right, Tammy?
So
I don't know why this discussion. I mean, seriously, I had no intentions of having this discussion this morning.
So it's been my observation that our generation, our grandparents, were the last of the patriarchs of our families. And they were the glue that held the families together. And when they left us, the families fell apart because of sibling rivalries, greed, whatever the case was. Because typically our grandparents our generations of grandparents had accumulated some form of wealth, whether it be land, property, money, stocks, bonds, whatever the case may be. That generation accumulated money, and
because of life lessons.
Because right? And they generally, most of them lived through the Depression.
Mm-hmm. Who used bread bags for your boots in the winter? Bread bags. Why? Because there were a million bread bags around. They saved bread bags. Sam's grandma saved wrapping paper.
I love my grandma. She's so awesome. We were not allowed to just tear open the Christmas presents or birthday presents. She would have one piece of tape on the end of it, and we would pop that piece of tape off, open it up, take the package out, and move the paper out of the way. She would take it and fold it back up and put it away for next year. She had wrapping paper for when my father was a child.
But isn't that cool? Guess what happened to it, though?
That old metal type of foily, some of the stuff there was just this beautiful stuff. You couldn't ever find it now. But she had boxes upon boxes of that up in the attic. And birthday paper, Christmas paper, I mean,
She washed paper plates,
no, not paper plates.
foam plates.
Styrofoam plates she would rewash.
Yes.
And plastic silverware, that kind of stuff. Grandma didn't throw anything away.
So let me tell you a cute story I have about his
but
grandma.
that's how they got where they were in life.
My grandma was very my grandma had a really hard life, and she scraped everything, and it became more of, this is the family, and this is when someone come over, you put out your best, and I went to I'm getting teary about my grandma. I went to go visit his grandparents for the first time. Huge farm, beautiful place. I'm a farm girl anyways, right? He's a city kid.
But I'm a farm boy at the heart.
He really is. So we go to the farm, the Fry farm.
Spent a lot of my years
to meet. I just went to meet them. Okay. And I don't know if we weren't married yet.
No, we were still dating.
You were still dating.
It was the summer, right? It was 89.
Oh, there was a huge tornado that went through the area that day.
Yeah.
That should have told him something right there. And anyhow, so we sit down for dinner, right? And Mrs. Fry, his grandmother, was older, and she was ill. She wasn't doing great. And we sat down to dinner, and she popped she brought hot dogs out of the microwave on paper plates, and I was like, what just happened?
You're one of the family, kid.
Oh my gosh, it cracked me up so bad, and I'm sitting there going, my grandma would be melting right now.
You're one of the family.
And wonderful, wonderful people.
She would microwave them to the point where they would start to curl and then split open.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I don't even know why we're having a talk like this morning, because it's not what I intended. I intended on doing mediumship mornings, and as soon as I started to hear that wake up, I can't even remember the song that my mom was singing to me earlier. My mom's alive. This is a memory that I had that popped up that somebody was giving me to say, hey, let's talk about family today.
Something, get up, wait,
yeah,
bring up sunshine or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Good morning to you. Good morning you to you. I don't even know the whole song, but there's so many of us that there's family discord, isn't there? Somebody in the family doesn't like another person in the family, and you can't bring them together because it's like, bringing oil and water together, and there's always a fight, and there's always, people don't gather anymore generally like they used to because somebody is an asshole. Sorry. Not our family. We ate real big on our farm. Mom's meals were big. Ours weren't. Ours aren't, right? When we're home in Ohio, that Fry farm on the holidays, we try to do great big meals. We invite friends, we invite family, we try to do the big thing. First of all, we have the location for it. Our kitchen is huge. Our living room, not so great, but where does all the great stuff happen anyways, right? In the kitchen, where we're supposed to be gathering. We're supposed to be sitting down as a family. How many people, when you were growing up, sat down at the kitchen table to eat dinner? How many people sat down every night at the kitchen table to eat dinner? You'll hear me talk smack about my family. I love my family. I really, really do. I can tell you that every night we sat down at the kitchen table and had dinner. Every single night.
But that was your grandmother's teaching.
No, that was my grandma's teaching to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you did. Right? And then I went to dinner at Sam's house one time. And I was like,
here's your tray.
Here's your tray.
You can eat at the counter. You can go sit out here.
You want to eat. And it was.
Now, we had a dining room, and we did use it on
table.
special occasions, but.
And it was a different environment. His family is totally different than my family, and we kitchen witchery is in every home, regardless if they perceived it as growing up or not. It happens in the kitchen, right, Sonia? Right? There's so much magic that happens in the kitchen. When you're cooking a big meal for a holiday or just for dinner, love goes into it. It really does, because you're taking the time to do that for the family. I don't know why we're having this conversation. I know I keep saying that. And I want to cry through this whole conversation. So I know somebody that's going to see this is going through something in the family that people are not getting along. We lack the ball and chain that keeps us secured to a foundation anymore. We don't have the matriarchs and the patriarchs. We have factions of families.
Mine is a perfect example of that.
Right? I love my brother.
There's my dad's side, and then there's my aunt's side. And
I love my brother, but I can't be in the room with him for more than an hour. We are two peas in a pod.
That isn't something that happened recently. It's been like that since you were kids.
Yeah, that's our whole life. And we're always been
super highly competitive.
Very highly competitive
between the two of them.
Don't know why. Just always has been that way. My sister and I. No, I talked about this the other day. I had a spontaneous soul retrieval where I was working on one of my family issues, and my sister wasn't part of it. And I called her and I said, "You're not." I had this soul retrieval and I was doing family healing on family trauma. And she's like, "I'm so sorry. I know I was a horrible child." And I'm like, "You weren't even there." So the people that think they're the real problems maybe aren't. Really.
Tammy, my kitchen is my center of the home too.
Yeah.
And
I could see you doing that, Tammy.
And
taking
I feel kind of like I've taken over the patriarch part of the family as well, at least in our silo of the family.
Diana Bradley, that's how you cook anyways, right? That's how you're supposed to cook.
What?
A little wine goes into the drink, a little in the food. They're causing you to drink on
down the hatch.
Down the hatch. No, but if you'll look at the series of events that have led us to where we are socially, if you look 30 years ago, when we can remember back to our childhood, when things are much more wholesome, maybe it was like, what was the 80s, right? Things were funny. We had big hair, lots of hairspray, neon colors, headbands, leg warmers. I just kind of miss leg warmers, but we had all this, but we didn't have the technology that we have.
Long hair, mullets, and
the
jean jackets, and
I had a jean jacket with lots of buttons on it. It was really cool.
Yeah, I was kind of a burnout.
Yeah, he was.
So our parents didn't like me at all, man. Well,
but
that was one of many reasons why they didn't like me.
My point is, if you look back, the most technology he had, it was a Walkman. Oh, if you had a CD player, oh man, that's in the 90s. And if you had it.
So, and if you had a TV with a remote and cable,
and it wasn't your child,
and a VCR, you were like God or goddess.
But when I'm pointing at,
remember them top load monsters? Well, some of them wouldn't, but some folks on here wouldn't. But you had this great big box on top of the TV and
pop it
push the big VCR tape in and boom.
You put a cinder block on top of it to get down in there. You were really, really determined to watch one of your 3 VCR tapes. Okay. On Golden Pond, Every Which Way But Loose, and Smokey and the Bandit.
That's so funny. I still watch Every Which Way But Loose. It's on that for my Amazon.
So somebody on here needs to reconnect with family. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why we're having this conversation, but they come up because they're supposed to. The growth of technology has declined the family unit. So, even in the evening when sometimes we're sitting there and we're trying to watch television, Sam will have his phone out and I'll be like, all right, we're at dinner.
Mrs. Fry, I don't even want to hear it.
I know I do it too, but we should be more connected. At a pool in your house was the place to come to see, right? Isn't it funny how this, we had a pool at my house when I was growing up. All the neighborhood kids came to our place. All the neighborhood kids, even the ones you didn't want there, right? People thought we were rich when we got a satellite dish, and it was huge. You could sled off that thing, right?
Well, those systems were expensive.
So, we have dinner at the table and no phones allowed. That's awesome. So maybe just reinstituting some of these core traditions would bring back family. Now I know there's discord in a lot of families, right? And hey, Deb Ferris, I did get you. I didn't open your message yet. We did have class last night. It will be up in a little bit. We're going to start a thing on the private membership where Lisa gets the link out earlier in the day, and we tag people that we think need to be reminded about class. Because, it's sometimes and Deb is fair. But Deb Ferris is new to the group, you guys. She's new to My Mystical Life community, the membership, and I need to remind people that class is on Monday. I love kitchen time as well. And I had this discussion with my mother because sometimes I have to treat my mom, like I'm still trying to raise her. And oh no, it's real deal. It's a real mom. Get off the bar. I'm not even kidding. I'm not going out with you anymore. I refuse to go to the bar with
Quit
my mom.
grinding on them.
We don't even talk about that. It gives me nightmares and flashbacks. Anyhow,
Her secret talent is
shush. So, I love my family. But she went to visit my family in Ohio, our family in Ohio. And like I said, I don't go. I was supposed to go. It was kind of a family reunion. I wish I could have made it, but I really didn't feel well. So I didn't see the sense in dragging that across the country. She sounds fun, doesn't she?
She didn't want to be the super spreader of that event. My one aunt, whom I have tried very hard and work very hard at every time I see her to be very polite, because I'm not going to be mean to somebody over something that happened many, many years ago. And I have been very polite to the point where my mom, when she got married again, I invited her to come sit at my table. Angel Tabert, hi, welcome. And there's Angel, our sister. Not my sister, your sister.
Yeah, your sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law, yes.
My mom was like, well, I'm not talking to her while I'm there. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, Ma, you're 75. She's older than you. You're going to get to a point where you're going to have regrets. Talk to your sister. Don't have to have a huge conversation, but you can talk to your sister and just be nice.
And don't be finger wagging.
And here's the thing. Oh my gosh, my mom is awesome at putting her hand on her hip, doing this thing here. Oh my gosh, Angel, validate me here, right? So we're having a discussion. Angel's like, I'm sticking around longer. Family stories. So
far, none of them have incorporated you into trauma.
So, Mom actually, and this is actually about, suck up, Angel. This is actually about COVID. The reason they're arguing is about COVID, because my aunt says you should stay home and you shouldn't be traveling around anywhere. You shouldn't do anything. Well, you know what? My mom's allowed to live her life the way she wants to, unless she's dancing at the bar in public with me, and then that's a no-go.
That's Mrs. Fry gets in the cab and goes back home wherever she's staying.
Yeah, that's why I get a hotel room. Anyhow, so
Angel, you suck ass.
Mom and that hand on the hip. So I said to her, I said, she's your sister, and you're going to regret if you do go up there and you don't talk to her and you're nasty, because Mom can be snarky. And so my mom was so proud of herself that she went up there and they had dinner and there was a picture taken, and she says, I didn't stand next to her, and she wanted me to, but I did. I was very nice to her and I was very cordial, but I didn't stand next to her for the picture. And I'm like, well, you hold your ground there, Ma, but I'm glad you talked to her. She started the whatever thing also. Yes, the whatever thing is the thing of our family. So when you call, you're like, how you doing? Good. Whatever. And we're not even like from New York. Okay.
Grandma used to call and leave messages, and this is your mother. Whatever.
That's the message.
Yeah.
I wish I had
call me back.
I wish I had it saved. That's exactly the message.
I've heard it. It's the only reason I know. And it sounded almost like that up to the T.
Ira, she is so full of life. She's so full of piss and vinegar. She really is. And she really is. She's very active. And she's always out doing her own things, usually at the Eagles Lodge. But she's always doing and we love her. But dancing, let loose, no, I'm not dancing in the bar with my mom. I'm not going to do it. So
Stay Sam, real quick, I want to jump in there. Stay Sam, I saw your comment. Don't you worry about missing class. We recorded it. It's just not up yet.
Yeah.
You got to take care of family. You go do what you got to do with your family, because you don't get those opportunities forever. So you go take care of family. If you want this a recording, you come back and watch it.
Yep.
You got questions, hit us up.
Your grandma Edna would have a conversation on the answering machine. Like, they didn't understand that it's just to say, call me back. Like 20 minutes later, you're like, and this is so funny because you go, the recorder ran out of tape. you know, but this
Nobody
is
else
about
can leave a
family.
message.
It's about family.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of my mom for actually talking to my aunt. I really am. It took, because honestly, guys, Tanya was talking about great class last night. I was outside taking care of packages. I didn't see it at all. I have to go check it out. But everybody's talking about what a great class it was. But I'm super glad that my mom talked to my
I was
aunt.
just the narrator. It was everybody else in the class that was.
They're teenage flirts. They drive you crazy.
Everybody else in the class last night was awesome. Glad to have been a part of it.
I'll have to watch it. Well, I'm in California with mom because she needed me. Family at home act like they're lost without me. She's right. I know. Where's the plates for dinner? Oh, under the other plates. Missing my grandma. She was the glue of the family, and that's what we're talking about this morning. She was the fountain of information. I think what value has changed, right? We have actually talked this year, and we're really working towards it, is we're making sure we're spending more time with our family. We're spending more time with our parents specifically. And even though I didn't make it up to Toledo now, I will be back down to Florida to see mom again this year. You were more than just the narrator. Come on. I've got to watch this. I step away for one class and I missed epic things.
It was a good class. Everybody's
talking about it.
Yeah.
It was a post made about it. I'm like, what did I miss? What did I miss? So I don't know who needed to hear this discussion today about family, but family is important. And if there's somebody you're missing,
I don't think maybe it was just for somebody. I think it was probably for us too.
Yeah,
because,
very collectively.
Yeah, I miss those days of, when my grandparents were alive. They've been gone for a long time in my family, and once they're gone,
who else?
You can't go back and see them anymore.
A
lot of regrets missing out on time with my grandparents. On my mom's side and my dad's side.
Who can name one thing that you did with your extended family? Doesn't have to be just your grandparents, but your extended family when you would gather when you were younger that you remember as a treasured memory. And then we're going to take that memory to someplace else. And you're right. Family is not just blood. That's family, right. You're totally right. What is the thing that your grandparents, your great grandparents, your parents did that is a memory that you miss within the family unit? She loved black and yellow monarch butterflies and was always saying she wanted to return to earth as a butterfly. How beautiful. Grandma, Christmas at Grandma's or Uncle Butch's. Angel, I'm right there with you. Uncle Butch was the glue that held the Tabbert side together.
Uncle Butch was awesome.
Absolutely.
The half a dozen times I got to, when I met him, and then the half a dozen times that I got to spend any time with the family.
Board games.
He was top notch.
Look at that. Board games. 2 people already. Board games.
Yeah, board games.
And we're not talking about Cards Against Humanity either. Okay.
My grandma, actually, you know what? Both of my grandmas, we would play.
Oh, Stace.
We would play Yahtzee, and we would play rummy, cribbage with my great grandmother. I used to play cribbage with my great grandmother. But
baking cookies.
Yeah,
yeah, Angel, you remember baking cookies with mom? You were really young, so maybe not. We used to bake Christmas. Well, maybe you didn't, Toledo. I know my nanny is near when I smell her cookies, right? So what is it that you can do within your family to recreate, even if it's just with your kids or your nieces and nephews that are close to you, that can recreate that and start to build it again? Because just because we don't do it now doesn't mean it's totally lost, right? We can rebuild traditions. We can make new ones all the time. We also have family Olympics turned into beer Olympics when you got older, right? You don't remember mom baking, Angel? You know what? You were really young. She used to have this cookie press. She would make those Jell-O cookies that you cook. That they're all little. Mom used to cook tons and tons of cookies. I've had an absent mother most of my life, and my grandma on my dad's side was always made up for that. She is more my mother than my mother is. I even look more like her than my mother. Yeah, we absolutely understand that. Yeah, Stace. I mean, that would be so hard losing your parents a year apart, same day, everything. Oh my gosh. We can recreate these things. We probably should. I spent 3 days with my niece baking this year, and she said, I can't believe this is so fun. She never touched her phone. Yeah. I honestly, this was nowhere in my range of scope of talk today. We have the same mom, but yet different mom. And you know what? That's so true. Angel and I have like the same mom, but totally different moms. Like when I was in school, my mom lived at the school. I mean, basically, she was the band mom. I don't know what she did all day, but she was working in the band room, and she was doing the files and all sorts of stuff in the band room. And she was band mom. She went to all the football games. She went to all the solo ensembles. She went to all the practices. She went to all of these things. Because I was a flag corps. I was leader of the flag corps, and everything. She went to every practice. She was in charge of the flag corps. She was in charge of all this stuff. Angel, on the other hand, no. I think she was tired, or it's mainly Angel. I think it's because they had the diesel shop at that point. I think they had a lot more time that they weren't free, like in the evenings, to go do stuff. Think of all the people. You're just skipping June 14th. Absolutely, that's I would too. Think of all the people that and now this is something that I've always wanted to do, but I've just never acted on. I've never really talked about it. I've always wanted to go to the nursing homes and just take down people's history, write the older folks' history, and just sit in the room with them and say, what stories would you like your family to know? And write a book for them. Because think of it, people don't sit and take the time to do that anymore, right? They don't sit and take the time to gather stories from their older generations. Honestly, I wouldn't have known about Al Capone and Grandma's life if I had not sat and talked to Grandma for the last 2 years of her life, of the mob stories that come out of our family and things like that. I wouldn't have known any of that if I didn't sit and talk to Grandma one-on-one, where she felt comfortable enough to tell me stories like that. I'm blessed to have them. You guys just skip days in June. Understand. Anyhow, what a weird discussion this morning, right? Not weird, very nurturing and very necessary. I think we needed we need a reminder. Every once in a while, we need a reminder. And there's just a few of us in here, but you know what? There's a few of us in here that could reestablish some traditions, invite people for dinner that normally we don't even talk to anymore. Oh my gosh, does that mean I'm in a whole other state than my brother. We do get together when I am home, though. I will say that every once in a while. We live 50 miles away from each other in Ohio, but he travels a lot, and so do we. I know my time. When my time is up and I start to get irritated, it's time to go. Old and new traditions, right? Making new traditions, bringing about new patterns. Oh, I cared for a lady who told me she was a hooker during the war. When the war went off to war, the women had to leave the house and work. She chose to be a hooker. She walked behind a crane. Oh, hooking. I gotcha. I was like, she hooked. Hooked. She chose to hook. She walked behind a crane, hooking the hooks to the crates. She was a hooker. Angel. It's a great story, but a little misleading. Anyhow, let's pull a healing card. You're making up new traditions here and have dinner moved with my friends up here. I love to cook, so it makes me feel safe and I am at peace. Feeding people is your thing. Tanya, awesome, right? Like we said, doesn't have to be blood. Okay. Hi, Wise Soul. Welcome. Everybody throw Wise Soul on YouTube a welcome. I know you can't see most of the Facebook people, but there are a lot of wonderful people here. I think I just flipped my cards around. Doesn't matter. She looked at you and said she thought she started laughing. She knew it was a joke, right? I like the original interpretation of the hooker story. Okay, we were ready to hear really about it, all about it. But what a neat job. I mean, hey, you make yourself work when you at that time they took whatever job they could get, and obviously it wasn't a hooker, but. Thank you so much, Wise Soul, for subscribing. You never know what you're going to hear there. I'm just giving you fair warning. You never know. Iris says, I agree, Lisa. As a nurse, I am a nurturing person, and I've heard more history about people's family than them themselves, right? Than they care to know. It's like it's a holiday all the time. It's moments like these. I know I need to be a better person. You know, if we think of, there's people in these nursing homes and assisted living places that have not had visitors in years. You guys know that? Like years. My friend Shannon used to do this. She used to work in the nursing facilities. She said, people will never get visitors. How cool would it be just to be able to walk in? Of course, you have to actually have, I think you have to be approved to walk in and talk to people. But, you know, how cool would it be to walk in and be somebody's companion that needs to have somebody at the end of life? Who wants to pass like that? Nobody. This is the card I pulled. And this is about.
Well, Tammy, that's interesting.
What? Oh, really? Tammy, then what a cool story you have for your family. Your family ran a brothel. Wow. It's just sad. Family will dump them. Angel worked in a nursing facility as well. Will dump them and never come to visit them. It's hard to do that now with the restrictions. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, but before the restrictions.
Yeah. And the restrictions will lift eventually. Go find somebody to give some love to. Don't have, who's ever found a friend that you just, it's an unlikely friendship and it doesn't matter, right? Okay. Here's our card. Ikaika? Akika? Akika? Akika?
Ikeka.
Okay.
Probably said that wrong, but
Ikeka. Ikeka.
Ikeka.
Ikeka. Yeah. Ikeka. Ikeka. These are
I don't know if it's right.
I've not this one's difficult for me putting that I in front of the K for some reason. These are the Hawaiian healing intentions. This is about that inner strength. Sometimes we have to call upon that inner strength to actually take the first step to heal situations within a family. And I really feel like this is part of this reading today. I really do. Sometimes we have to step forward and say, you know what? Shit happened. Let's move forward. Let's create something new. Let's bury the hatchet, not in anybody's back, but and just let things go. I've had to do it. It's hard. It's really, 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 really hard. My aunt told my grandmother that I was trying to steal her inheritance, that I was trying to steal her savings because she wanted to be in charge of her finances so she could do it. And my grandma called me and told me this, that I was trying to steal from her and remove me from her everything. And I sat with that woman at a wedding and I had to be nice. And to this day, I'm nice to her, but it took me years. Because if you hear me talk about my grandma, that's one of those things, right? And as you can tell, it still hurts. But I know that I'm a good person and I know who for her for who she is. And I don't have to get close to her, but I can be kind to her because she obviously has problems. So sometimes that inner strength has to be shown in different ways. It doesn't mean you just stand up to somebody and say, I'm better than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm more capable of handling things than you. It can be, have a seat, because nobody else will let her sit with you. Nobody else will let them sit with her. So do I want to go on a camping trip with her, to the casino with her, to dinner with her? No. But I can be the better person in this situation and know the truth. So you have to pick your moments, because that's really what family is. You know, we have a lot of moments that can be so challenging. So challenging. But looking beyond just the surface thing, how do you want to go forward? How do you want to go forward? Hey, Aaron Kilmer. So find your inner strength. Create a platform in your family for people to be able to gather and create new traditions. Put the freaking phones down. Make it a rule, man. No phones at the table. You want mashed potatoes and turkey? Put your phone in the basket. You want fed? Put your phone in the basket. And then hide the basket for the rest of the day. Make some new traditions. Because it's important. We are losing our foundations of our family units here in the United States. And I don't know about the rest of the world. I can't speak about the rest of the world. But I know that you can notice the decline in the family unit versus the upward spiral of the
it's an intentional
technology.
It's an intentional societal change too. I don't mean families are intentionally doing it. It's just being programmed into society.
You're bored, pull out your phone. Right up to the point where Grandma smacks you in the head with the spoon.
That wooden spoon.
I gotta tell you,
Could have food on it. It might not.
I gotta tell you, when we eventually get to retire back in Ohio, that is going to be the place. Yes, it is intentional. It is going to be the place to gather. We are going to reinstate the Sunday dinners.
Think about the destruction of the family unit.
Yeah.
That is what is being done to our society.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what race, what religion, it doesn't matter. It's what's being programmed into society.
You were just in Ohio. What were you doing in Ohio, Tammy? I have a bamboo spoon. I have a dressage whip. I don't use the dressage whip much.
Billy had belts and paddles that were always available for his ass.
When our house burnt down when we were 12 or 13 years old.
13.
13. They were tearing the house down. And under the back porch, there was like 6 paddles. My brother Billy would take the wooden paddles that my mom and dad would have made, and he would hide them. So they would just have another one made. So when the house was being torn down, they pulled up the back porch, and there was this little hole that he kept slipping paddles through.
Paddles and belts. And
like that helped, right? Look at all the we're talking about our beating tools. Super spiritual here. No, but seriously,
Mom would just whop the shit out of me when
she took a wiffle ball bat to
that wasn't until I was over. She got tired of smacking me because it hurt her hand, and so she took this freaking wiffle ball bat.
Jason's dad had the fraternity paddle. Hi, Renee Shellum. But
that's not to say I didn't do stupid shit when I got in trouble and I never did the same thing twice though.
Or get caught at it.
Well, we won't go there, but I never got
Okay. Oh, I'm not even going here. I was part of some of the mischief.
And it's unfortunate. A lot of children nowadays don't understand and I know this is going to upset some people, but the value of punishment. And being paddled is one thing. Being beaten is a whole other ballgame.
Absolutely.
But being paddled for disciplinary reasons.
Your grandmother threw a chair at your mom and broke it. I remember sitting at dinner and we were late, which was customary to a band concert to be late. And Billy said something snarky to my mom. My mom picked up a huge plate of spaghetti and whizzed it like a frisbee at his head, smashed against the wall. The plate busted into a million pieces of spaghetti right down the wall like this. Oh my God. Dad sold your pony? Yeah, but Angel, I remember why Dad sold your pony. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
I remember why Dad sold your pony. He sold Pepper out from underneath me because I left. I was paying my own board on my horse, and I was working 2 jobs to do so. And
there may have been a little bit of this.
And there was a little of that
involvement.
And I left in the middle of the night because we had a huge argument because I came home like a half an hour late.
It was longer than
like
half an hour
late. But
I remember him meeting us out there on the street.
Yeah, and so I left in the middle of the night. The next morning, I called the boarding facility, and he had sold my horse. I mean, he like just gone. I never saw my horse again. Oh, you want to talk about crushed? Talk about crushed.
Vengeful, spiteful.
Horrible spiteful. I was bad, but you were like 5 or 7. It was really bad, Angel. Yeah, you were like 5 or 7, weren't you? And you were hanging with that kid down the street, Hobie. Did you know, didn't Hobie pass away? Hobie's passed, hasn't he? Oh, yeah, I never saw Pepper again. Crushed. I was absolutely crushed.
Damn horse hated your brother.
Oh, he did.
Shit. Hated him.
Saw Billy come across the dirty bucket of rainwater on my sister while she was mouthing off on the front porch. Her mouth was open.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shouldn't have had your mouth running.
We just had the rule of just don't get caught or fear the consequences. We never went beyond that and just got sneaky. You know, our kids are big. We had big kids, and if you see us standing next to them, you guys will crack up. Actually,
you'd be like, whose
we
kids
think
are these?
The oldest is going to come to Salem and help us in Salem, and you'll get to see. It's going to be so funny. But so they're 6'6",
Mongol,
5'10", and he's just a half an inch shorter than me. You know, so
me half an inch shorter than her.
So they're really, really huge, and so I had, you know, they were tall, young. So when I say I had a dressage, it's because they ran faster than I could get them. Pop them in the ankle. No, I'm kidding. Yes, Hobby passed away 3 or 4 years.
Yes,
Hobie. Yeah. My dad threw my phone out the window because he caught me on it late at night with a guy he didn't like. Right. My mom recorded me. She put spyware on our old dial phone, and every time somebody called in, it would record. She was trying to catch my dad talking to somebody, and what she caught was me. And let me tell you what, I got in trouble.
We weren't allowed to talk for a while again.
Oh boy, did I get in trouble. My mother's illusions about me was totally dissolved. You know what don't you talking about? Your son is 6'8" and your daughter is 6'1". I get you, Christy. It's like, I swear, you better stop.
Tammy Deskins can vouch for that because she's seen me chewing on their asses in the shop before.
Shirley Shannon says, I know I sound old, but nowadays kids need soaps in the mouth. You know, when I was growing up, you never heard the F-bomb. Like, in public, you never heard the F-bomb. Now you walk down and it is used as a verb, right? Like, it's everywhere. You hear it everywhere. So, I mean, how do you separate that from, you know, kids are hearing it? You just walk it out in public. Adults are doing it. They're just like, F, 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 F. And there's kids all around. And you just go, you know, it's sad. Anyhow. Hi. Oh, that's nice. What is that?
It's a Westcraft Capistrano
for sale?
Park trailer.
Oh.
No.
Things have changed and not for the good. I agree. Okay. So let's bring some family values back. Wouldn't that be awesome if we all of a sudden decided just us? It doesn't matter if it goes worldwide, right? Let's just bring, my mom had a sailor mouth and hit it with German. My mom and dad I never heard the F-bomb until his family. Never. Seriously. Never.
Be specific.
Jim.
It was me the first time.
It was probably Sam the first time. But yeah, be specific, Bob.
And regrettably, very regrettably, our oldest son, that was the first word he ever said too.
Isn't that delightful? Isn't it delightful? I was working, I come home and I hear, and I'm,
which really taught me a lesson about cussing around young children. So
he didn't stop, but I mean, it taught him a lesson.
Taught me a lesson.
Pull another card.
I do. Hey,
if they had the electronics in the 70s, you'd be deep too, right? My mom was so mad. Oh my God, you guys can't even understand how mad that woman was. She was so mad. Christine Emerson won Toothless and Fury. They are on their way to her today. So she was the winner of last month's My Mystical Life membership giveaway. The power of one person to change things is extraordinary. One person cannot change the world, but you can change the world for one person. Absolutely. So we're going to pull a card, Beyond the Myriad card, and we're going to move on, right? Okay. What's going on tomorrow night? Tonight is, if you are a alumni of the Late Bloomers Intuitive Development, that is going on tonight at 7 p.m. within the Intuitive Development private group. And also, by the way, we are adding to that group by another class next month. On the 11th and 12th, there is a boot camp of intuitive development. So if you are either a practicing intuitive or you're somebody that wants to get into being an intuitive and a reader, this is a great weekend for you to be involved in. It is 11 to 4 Central Standard Time. We're going to be going from the beginning to the end. So you guys can find that on My Mystical Life under the events. I don't have the link right now. I will put it up and share it again later. But we will be reading by the end of that weekend. It's going to be so much fun. Get back to work, Angel. All right, love you, Angel. Okay. So let's. And then what do we have going on this weekend? We
in Oklahoma.
I just got really dizzy. On the 13th, we have a past lives guided meditation that'll come out within the membership. And then on the 14th is movie night. That is the private membership movie night with Erin Kilmer. Hey, Erin. And that is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Appreciate you never doing that again.
Okay. With Dr. Greer, and that will be put on by Erin Kilmer. So find the link on the private group. And then on the 16th, the class is going to be on the CE5 protocols, on actually how to go through the process of what you learn in the movie on the 14th. So you kind of want to catch the movie on the 14th, so you're aware of what's going on the 16th, right? Yeah, I'm okay. I just have a sinus thing going on. Thank you. All right. So that's what's going on this week. And then at the end of the month, we have people coming in to speak. We have Autumn is going to be speaking on the 17th, doing guest readings. On the 19th, we have Lisa Phillips coming on. We have on the 18th, Laura Keating and I will be working on an event doing psychic mediumship on the 18th, and that is something I'll post on My Mystical Life. The Fifth Kind, Christine, you don't want to miss the movie. The movie is really good. We kind of like, we went, hey, Erin, can you do this movie? Because it's that good.
Can we get you to cut this one in front of some other stuff?
Yeah, so we really wanted to do that. It's going to be a really, really great movie.
It is a good movie. We watched it, and
yeah,
I joined up with one of the local groups here in Albuquerque, so I get notices and stuff from them too. But I haven't done anything yet. I'm we're kind of busy right now. We're still settling in here. I mean, we're
kind of busy. So let's pull you want to pull this? You want to do this, or you want me to do this?
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull it for you, but you can read it.
Oh, you're excited? You haven't watched it yet? Oh, you're gonna wait till movie night? It's really good.
It's this Saturday, isn't it?
It's this Saturday. What time, Erin? It's 8:30 Central Standard Time, right? Is that correct? The 14th. Yeah. It's really good.
You need a calendar in here. Oh, I meant on the wall. So I sat here last night in class, and this thing was sitting here the whole time. And then we started talking about things that were coming up this week. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. And I looked down. Oh, here's the
This is the crown chakra of the unlimited self. They're talking about your personal potential and your higher self as well. We have an event coming up next month I don't have on the calendar yet, where I will be channeling others' higher selves. And there's the person that enjoyed discussion last night. Might be in the hospital. We're hoping you're not in the hospital, Christine Sabol. Right? You okay? All right? Let us know. but we're going to have an event next month where we're going to do live channeling of other people's higher selves. So Mr. Fry will probably.
It's 7 p.m. Central
Oh, it's
time.
7 p.m.?
He changed the time, he said.
Okay, good to know. Good.
7 p.m. Central on Saturday for the movie night.
Do you have an event set up yet, Aaron? Do you have an event set up so people can join it and get reminders?
I thought I saw one come out.
I think I saw it come out too. Reshare it in the group if
you
you have.
might want to resend it out, especially if you change time and it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of stuff coming up, and yes, awesome. Thank you. You guys are awesome, Aaron. You rock. You know that. Okay. With this, you guys. Oh yeah, the event for next month. I haven't set it up yet, but we're going to do an evening of channeling other people's higher selves. Heart not working the way it should. It is a cold heart. No, not funny. Let us know that you're okay, though, okay? Please keep us in the loop. Everybody send wonderful, positive, healing energy to Christine.
Warm heart energy. Warm heart energy.
I will be putting out the new dates for September for people to claim for chats. There's only going to be 4, so keep that in mind. And I will be taking the ones in that people are sending in saying, I want to talk about this on this night. And then I will assign them to or I will, if they claim a night, it depends on how many people I get and all that. I have to, we'll figure it out. Okay. Everybody's saying, I know, right? I'm getting winded. So, I'm done. Yes, it's a real thing. It's the real thing. Coca-Cola. Okay. I will get those out. I have to put that on my list of to-dos. But to do right now, I must go pack some more packages so everybody gets their stuff. And I hope everybody has a wonderful afternoon, and might be on later. Just I'm trying not to get overrun of Isis's time frame. So there we go. All right, everybody, have a wonderful afternoon. Build a new tradition within your family. Bring in some healing to the family. The family the family units need healing. We need understanding. We need less of this. More Yahtzee. Play Yahtzee. Okay. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Find light, find love, or day. Find light, find love, find joy. Feel divine because you are. And
may the light be with you always.
All right, guys.
Have a good day, everybody.
We'll talk to you later, hopefully.